Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. So the message that I heard, y'all, is very weird, okay? Because it is from Empire, okay? And it's from a flashback of Lucius with his son, the eldest son. Not Hakeem, not Jamal. I can see his face. I can see the actor's face, but I cannot think of the character's name. Mm, I don't know. What is it? What is it, Lord? It doesn't matter. Okay, let me go on. Because I'm going to go try to think of the name. And I'm probably going to remember it like at the most random time during this video or after this video. But anyways, okay, so basically they are, I think he is, the little boy is playing with his, because the oldest son is a little boy in this flashback, and he's playing with his toys. I think he has cars or Legos or something like that, or both. And him and his dad is working on something, and they are both singing a melody, okay? And I remember a little bit of the melody, but the part that God is reminding me of is "So We Walk," and then it's like whistle toot 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 toot. So we walk, okay. And like right as they were singing this in this scene, the police burst in the door, okay. The scripture that God sent me to was 2 Samuel 24:13. So Gad came to David and told him and said unto him, Shall 7 years of famine come unto thee in thy land, or wilt thou flee 3 months before thine enemies, while they pursue thee? Or that there be 3 days pestilence in thy land? Now advise and see what answer I shall return him that sent me. And David said to Gad, I am in great strait. Let us fall now into the hand of the Lord, for his mercies are great, and let me not fall into the hand of man. So the Lord sent a pestilence upon Israel from the morning even to the time appointed. And there died the 7 people from Dan, even to Beersheba, 70,000 men. And when the angel stretched out his hand upon Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord repented him of the evil and said to the angel that destroyed the people, It is enough. Stay now thine hand. And the angel of the Lord was by the threshing place of Arunah the Jebusite. Okay, so this is what's going on. Okay, somebody somebody is scared that if they do not partake in some kind of sin, that they will be having to deal with a famine, okay? Regardless to if this famine has to do with them not having food, or if this has to do with them not having shelter, or if this has to do with them not having, it's like they won't have something, either that or people around them won't have something, okay. But God is saying, okay, God is saying whatever it is that he has told you, like not to do, there is a reason that he has asked you not to do this thing, okay? Just like I said, in that part where it's kind of like, I'm gonna be real and say that the song has to do with what is, like, it has, y'all can tell, you can, like, the song has to do with some other stuff, and it's kind of like God is basically saying that there is something going on, like some kind of investigation, and this investigation does not have to do with like the material, the physical world. This has to do with the spiritual realm. There is a spiritual thing going on. There is a spiritual thing going on. And this spiritual battle has to do with your internal soul. Okay? Now, there is a difference between somebody that is being forced to do something that is a sin. They don't want to do it, but somebody is making them do it. and somebody that is willingly, happily, and joyfully doing something that is a sin. And God is saying that he wants to make sure that there's a difference between the two. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like when the children of Israel were in Egypt, God did not fault them for practicing things that they just had no choice. They had no choice but to practice what the Egyptians practiced. They had no choice to have the same things as them. But once he separated them, they were not allowed to do that anymore. So I just feel like God is saying for somebody, God, it's kind of like, what will be the point of God? I just feel like God is saying that he wants to deliver you, but do you want to be delivered? Long story short, yeah, he wants to deliver you, but do you want to be delivered? Like, please do not judge me for using my baby's sippy cup as a cup, okay? Like, for when he was a baby, I don't even know what the top to it is, but anyways, don't judge me anyway. But I just feel like God is saying, like, this person is saying that they want to be delivered, but God is saying, do you really? It's kind of like God sees through things, you know what I'm saying? And you can't like I just said, it's a difference. It's a difference between it. And God is saying that is why there is an investigation. And this investigation is being done by God himself. God himself is doing this investigation. God himself will remove any outer interference to see what's really good. Okay? And like I said, this is about a spiritual battle for your soul. Because once you choose, you choose. Are you choosing to go down the path of sin, or will you choose to go down the path of righteousness? Is it a situation where how do I say it, like let's say God is asking you to stop smoking. You can afford cigarettes, but you can't afford a nicotine patch. And that's kind of like, that's a difference between someone that can afford to get everything, the gum, the patches, the whatever else that they possibly have, to help you and assist you with that. It's kind of like, I just feel like it's kind of like I would give and it's not to say that God is just going to be like ignoring a sin, or God is just going to be like, it's okay for you to sin. That's not what I'm saying. But there is a difference between somebody having no choice, and that, like, there's literally no choice, and you broke and you have no choice, or somebody is physically forcing you, and like somebody is hurting you and causing you pain, and like somebody threatening you, okay? Somebody threatening your life and forcing you to do something, and you choosing to do something. Now, if you are just choosing to do this thing, that sin falls back on you. And that is what God is saying here. The sin will fall back on you. Okay. However, if you are the one, if you are being forced to do this thing, then that's a whole different situation. That means that now, like, no, the sin is not falling, it's falling on this person. And that means that God is coming after this person. That means that this person is going to feel the wrath of God, not you. It's a difference. And I just feel like even right here with what God told David, he said, either you will have to deal with 7 years of famine, or you will have to flee 3 months before your enemies while they pursue you. So I feel like God is giving someone a choice, okay? Either you are going to have to Go through a little suffering. And this famine, it doesn't even mean that you are not, like, maybe it's a sin that you enjoy partaking in. Maybe this is a sin that you really want to partake in this sin. And the famine has nothing to do with anything else. It just means that you are not going to be able to partake in this sin for just a little while. And God is saying that this is gonna, it may happen. 7 years of famine or 3 months of fleeing before the enemies as they pursue you. Okay. And I feel like the 7 years of famine is like I said, it's basically you being without this thing. Maybe this is something that you really enjoy. This is something that you really have partaked in for a long time. Maybe it's something that meant a lot to you. And God is saying that you will have to let go of this thing for this amount of time. Okay. Or just let go of this thing, or you will have to deal with your enemies chasing after you. Okay. So this is for sure for somebody, like for somebody, you are going to have to deal with some, like you are going to wow, somebody, you may have to end up like on a run or something like that. Like I don't know, I just feel like it could be a situation where it's like, if you keep partaking in this sin, when God takes you to your next place, you will find the same enemies again. So this is basically like you're on the run from your sin. This is somebody that is having an internal battle with this sin, and God is saying, if you do not nip this sin in the bud now, it is going to chase you. So like forget about what it's affecting in this moment. Whatever it's affecting now, maybe it's a sin that's affecting your work life, your family life, maybe it's affecting your employment, maybe it's affecting your relationships. God is saying, if you do not nip this in the bud now, it is going to come back, and it will continue to come back until you stop. And it has to be your choice to stop, whatever it is. And yeah. And that's what it is. That's what it is. And God is saying, if you would just listen to him and stop, he would command the angel that has meant to send destruction to stop. So, like, for somebody, this sin is causing you destruction. Maybe it is causing some kind of illness. Maybe it is causing some kind of pain. It could be causing anxiety. It could be causing distress. It could be causing you to lose money. It could be causing you to lose relationships. I hear friends, family, marriages. It can cause so much distress. God said, if you do not let go of this sin, it is like it will continue to come back until you let go. And the second part is also, if you do let go of it, God will stop the hand that is causing you the wrath, that somebody is in a wrath, and you're in this wrath because of the sin. If you would stop the sin, the wrath will stop. If you would stop the sin, the wrath will stop. And the other part, like just like I said at first, is a difference between somebody that enjoys partaking in a sin and somebody that is being forced to partake in a sin. And I just feel like God is saying he wants to know what's good. Is you just willingly doing this here, or is this just something that you being forced to do? Because it's a difference between somebody being forced to do something. Because if you being forced to do something, that means when you say, you know what, I don't want to do this no more, that you going to hear, nah, but you going to keep on. Nah, but you can't stop. Nah, but you can't go. Okay? Now, that is slavery and kidnapping. Okay, that's what that is. And those are both federal offenses. Okay, now on the other hand, if you are not being forced to do anything, then you could just, you know what I'm saying, and if you're not being forced to do anything, you know what I'm saying, and you're carrying on doing this thing, that means that's something that you want to do. That means that's something that you are willingly doing, and that means that the wrath of God will continue to be upon your neck. Okay, that's the message. That's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.